This question is interesting to me because it's asking about Bill as a vet in Left 4 Dead series, and I was talking about how we didn't want an authority figure, and instead, so we have no military, we have no firemen, no police, but Bill's a vet. But it's how we portray vets are different now than how we used to. So as a Vietnam vet, there's like a whole history of the meme of kind of downtrodden characters, and one of those great examples is Rambo. Rambo is a Vietnam vet. Rambo ends scene when he's crying about all the horrors of what he's gone through. And it's like, and then they wouldn't let me drive a bulldozer. If they only they let me drive a bulldozer when I came back, I would have been okay, right? Like, it's just a different. They weren't characters of power. Where now it seems like every vet that comes out, even if you're a supply clerk, you also learn to silently sneak into bases and assassinate people, right? And it's this weird fetishization around that. I really don't like those kind of characters in general that make people like they're these super killers that could never be stopped and they've got everything planned, because that's just not how life works. Life's a lot sloppier. So like, yeah, The Gorge was not the movie for me, for a lot of reasons. But yeah, but so it's like, it's a different kind of character we're pulling on. And so we're pulling on that classic kind of downtrodden vet, not the superhero killing machine. Excuse me. And then the other thing is when we cast Jim French for that, for Bill, he's kind of got this way of delivery. And while my dad was more energetic, a lot of what we wrote for that character came from my dad. So Eric knows my dad as well. And my dad is a bit older, but he was a merchant marine in World War II. Actually got captured at one point. Crazy stories there. He was in the Korean War, served down in Louisiana. And like, he has this whole history of that as well, right? But he never talks about it and he never brings it up. So Jim's a little more forward with it. So many people served, I think, during World War II. And then less or so in the Korean War, though, that it was less of a meme and just weren't characters of strength. And that's what we pulled on, right? But like my dad, the go pound salt and all of those lines come from my dad directly, right? Once when I was learning about alcohol, I was in the front yard throwing up. And he just said, if you feel something hairy coming up, swallow. It's your asshole. Which was a very Bill kind of line, which actually made me laugh as a kid, even, throwing up in my front yard. You got to learn somehow. But yeah, so, and that's also why Bill then became the character that we let go, because killed. Because we were talking and we wanted to have it be a character that was meaningful to us and that we would kind of treat right and kind of carry through. And that for us was clearly Bill, because we really liked working with Jim French. We really liked the character himself. We really liked my dad. And so then that's kind of why that happened with him. But also, he was never a character of strength. He was always the kind of the character you're like, oh my God, all right, grumpy old man. And I think that's just a very different character than how you see vets portrayed today. But it's weird because, yeah, if we were doing it now, would we write it differently because of how vets are portrayed today? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that old grumpy character still exists, but maybe not a vet. It's such of a time.